So it's a lot of Shedeur stands, not just the one person from yesterday that I'm seeing talking about this, where they're asking why did he get drafted at pick 144, and why did Ty get drafted at pick 13? Which I'll admit, that's a bit of a reach in my opinion, but that's because I don't think that this draft class was that great. But that's just me. I mean, teach their own, right? But I'll try to help you understand it. So I'll let you pause and read like I did yesterday. And I'll let you pause and read again. So here's the problem. The fans of Shedeur, specifically, are looking at his stats going, how is Shedeur throwing for over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns? He did throw 10 picks, which is not terrible. And he still completed about 74% of his passes. How is he not getting drafted higher up? Why is he not looked at as a great college quarterback? Yes, he didn't have a great O-line. He didn't have a good run game. He didn't have a great defense. He played in the Big 12. Those defenses are not the same as some of these other conferences like the SEC, which the SEC is about as close to the pros as you're going to ever get. Now, statistically, they're not looking at your stats going, yeah, I'm going to draft this guy because he threw for over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns. He only threw 10 picks, which isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And he completed 74% of his passes. That's not what they're looking at. It helps, but it's not what they're looking at. See, I'm not a scout, so I'm not going to speak for them. But I can tell you what I saw, and that's probably what they saw. Now, there's a lot of shotgun snaps as opposed to under the center snaps, which isn't a terrible thing, but it is something that they're going to judge you on a bit. Also, his completion percentage is so high because he's looking at a lot of short passes, a lot of quick reads. He's not looking at a lot of the bigger plays that are there, if they're there. And then there are also times where he is trying to make those plays when he shouldn't be trying to make those plays. Just work with the play. Stop trying to make the crazy things happen. Stop trying to be Superman, because you're not. Nobody is. I mean, obviously, if the play works, fuck yeah. But if it don't, told you. And he's doing a lot of improvised reads. He's not doing a full progressional read, where it's like pro style. Also, not to mention getting sacked more than 40 times in a season. That's not good. Baker, Joe Burrow, Tim Tebow, Vince Young, these guys were not getting sacked like that. That's elite level quarterbacks. And sure, some of that you can pin on the offensive line. But the other is, again, him holding onto the ball too long, him trying to improvise and make plays happen that aren't even there anyway. Doesn't work in the NFL. You got 2.5 seconds at best, usually, to throw the ball. Then, of course, there's the personality aspect. He threw his offensive line under the bus. I don't remember if it was earlier in 2024 or if it was 2023. All I remember is that it did happen. That's not a good look. And being very cocky and arrogant. Confidence is fine. But when you're coming off as this, I'm more holier than thou type of thing, it's not good. It doesn't look coachable. Now, see, before anyone brings up Baker Mayfield, I don't care about the whole Johnny Manziel thing. You can have that opinion, that's fine. But Baker was considered a top quarterback that season. Nobody's going to sit there and be like, oh, he was being arrogant and cocky. But he was coachable. He wasn't acting like he was better than everybody else. He was just arrogant because of how good him and the team were. It wasn't him. It was more so the team. So at that point, they're going to be looking at these things and going, is this guy going to be coachable? Is he going to be able to translate into this new structure and this new system? Do I think he's got what it takes to help propel this team to where it needs to get to? Does he have that potential? Sure. He's got a lot of talent. That's not something anyone's arguing. The problem is, can he stick within the system? Can he improve talent-wise? So remember, the stands are looking at the stats. The pros are looking at risk versus reward. And clearly they had more question marks than they were comfortable with drafting him any higher. Now, I said I don't think this draft class is that great. I think he was the better quarterback in the draft class, but I don't think it was that great of a draft class. I wouldn't take a quarterback in the first round. And if I'm going to be honest, if this was Shedeur's draft class in 2024, well, 2025 draft, I should say, I don't think Ty Simpson goes 13. I think he goes like anywhere between rounds 4 and 6. And what it seems like to me from what I watched, again, I'm not a scout. I'm not going to claim to know what they know. I'm just saying if I saw it, it's probably what they saw. While he did make some mistakes, he only had 5 interceptions. And he only got sacked about 29 times, maybe 30. Still throwing for more than 3,500 passing yards, had 28 touchdowns, completed about 64 to 65% of his passes, and playing in the SEC in Alabama, which is a pro-built system. It showed more like this was about trust, not so much about flash. So what he's doing is he's making the full reads. He's under center more often than not. He's playing under a structure. He's playing with well-timed throws. That type of stuff matters a lot more to scouts than stats. Sure, his numbers were not like Shedeur's, and that's fine. And what it shows is elite decision making while having good production at the same time. That tells teams that he protects the ball a lot more, and he doesn't usually put the team in bad situations. What it shows is that tells a team, I can coach this guy. He's not the greatest, but there's room for improvement. He could become a great quarterback with the tools that he has because he's able to work within the system. That's usually what helps a player develop, is if he can work in the system. Now, does this mean that he's better than Shedeur? Not necessarily. And clearly, what it looks like is that Ty Simpson looked safer to draft, whereas Shedeur felt risky. Oh, and Shedeur stands. Please stop glazing this guy because he hasn't done enough to be glazed.